Kamasi Damidaka Kamasi Damidaka Yuhuza Kamasi Damidaka Kamasi Yuhuza Mi huvia en ik benieuwd me angiwiga hey me oh. Okay, way back in the beginning, Tibisi Ontnos, as they call it, they always say, the elders, Tibisi Ontnos, way back, when animals were the people on this land, and they heard that the Nimu were coming, the people, so they got together and they made the rules and set everything up for the people so that the Nimu can live here on this land. And they wanted the people to be happy and sing to the things, the spirits of everything, the rocks, the trees, the food, the air, and the weather, even the weather. So all the songs are about those kind of things. They're about the animals, because they wanted things to be happy. And through the years that went by, a lot of that was forgotten, because when the white man came, they kind of pushed the Indians around, and they kind of forgot all that kind of stuff. And I don't think a lot of people know that nowadays, about singing and being helpful, help one another. We're all one people here on this Mother Earth.
So we're doing this for our elders, and we're doing this for our native youth. My name's Chris Lamar. I'm Pit River Paiute in Maidu, and I'm a member of the Susanville Indian Rancheria. We've been asked to share some stories of our journeys that me and my brother have had in the music industry. Hopefully we can provide some insight to young people about how to achieve and be successful in whatever they're passionate about. This is my brother, Kevin Nez. He's a member of the Navajo Nation. He's gone by the name Nez the Nemesis or Mac Nez. I've gone by the name MC the Messenger, and we're both the founding members of the native rap group Without Reservation. So Without Reservation was the first all-native rap group to ever sign with the recording label when we signed a contract with Canyon Records in 1993. And so we were able to come together as a group and produce an album. This is the image of our first album, which was called Without Reservation, Are You Ready for War? This came out in 1994. The basis of the album started in 1992 when the United States was celebrating the so-called discovery of the United States by Christopher Columbus. And so there were a lot of quincentennial celebrations that were going on. And in reaction to that, there were a lot of native organizations and tribes that were having their own celebrations to celebrate native people's resiliency and resistance to colonization.
We will now begin your lessons. Lesson 1. The Indians were the first people living in America.
To have a passion is to realize that sometimes you can't plan these things out. So we got started when the Friendship House was putting on a music show, and my brother-in-law Kevin was walking by some lady, and she goes, don't you have a rap group? And Kevin said, yeah. And we didn't have a rap group, right? And so he's like, hey, do you want to like do a show? And so we actually had a show before we even had a rap group. We didn't have any songs. I didn't know how to rap. I didn't know how to write a song. But the point is, I said, hey, here's a cool opportunity. I'm just going to try it. And so that's why I tell young people, it's like, just take chances. Take out, look for opportunities and take chances, because you never know what the outcome will be. I said it would have been really easy for me to say, no, that's crazy, I don't want to do that. But I decided, well, I'll give it a try. And we did it. And the first show was I think pretty good, but we got all kinds of media because of the Columbus song. We got asked to be on TV shows and radio shows, and then that's when people in the music industry started looking at us in terms of doing bigger shows. Our 7th or 8th show was at the Shoreline Amphitheater on the Columbus Day weekend. It was with the Eagles and Steve Miller and Carlos Santana. So we jumped up in levels super fast, but that wasn't based on our talent. That was based on what we were saying. And so, you never know. I just tell young people to, be prepared for opportunities and take chances. It's easy to say no, but if you say yes, you never know what can come about from it. And for me, saying yes, that was a huge part of my life and my brother's life and my family's life. It was weird about being nervous. I was super nervous because I had never performed a show before. But I was lucky because I had played baseball at Cal Berkeley, so sometimes we'd play in front of thousands of people, and so that really helped me, because when I played baseball, I didn't acknowledge a crowd or anything. And I talked to myself really quickly. I said, if you're going to do this, you want to have fun. And if you're going to be nervous, you're not going to have fun, so don't be nervous. And it was funny how a little talk like that really helped. But I also practiced like crazy, so I was always prepared. And the only nightmares I have even nowadays are I'm doing a show and I can't remember the words to the song. So that's my worst nightmare. So when I was a rapper, I made sure I never forgot the lyrics. And I even had to remember the other guys' lyrics just in case they forgot them, so I could catch up. But preparation helps 100% in terms of calming nerves. And had to take a year off of law school to do the album. And so the album came out when I came back to law school, my second year. And so we were every weekend I was flying out to do shows somewhere. And so that was pretty cool. But it made law school a little bit more harder, but it did make it better because I wasn't 100% focused on law school because I was doing shows. So I think a lot of it is just that Oakland community, the Intertribal Friendship House, just all kind of the support and love that we got. There wasn't a whole lot of people hating on what we were doing. It was almost because it was new and we were saying things that the Native people wanted to have said about Columbus, and so that was a really good time. And then we spent a lot of time going to schools and going to colleges, and just all the people that supported the group was really amazing and let us know that we're on the right track with.
Discover nothing. That's right. I'm glad you came through, man, and taught me this bitch, man, because now I know the real history. Was he a fool? Or was he a hero? Hey, yo, he was a fool.
I remember just early middle school, I was like hecka bored just playing games, and I was like, this is getting boring. And then Rock Band 4 had just come out, and I remember seeing my family playing Guitar Hero and all that when I was little. So then I just ended up playing that a lot, and then that showed me the drums, and then we already had a drum set in our dining room. So then after I learned how to play drums through Rock Band, I ended up bringing it to the real drums, and then I played those for like a few years, and then like freshman year of high school, I picked up playing bass, and then just like a year after that is when I figured out how to play guitar. For drums, I usually I get up here like around like 5 after work. I usually only play like an hour to 2 hours a day, just because before it gets dark. And then I usually play guitar for like 4 hours straight, just to practice, learn how to play songs that I like, or just warming up my fingers and trying to get them faster. So that's what I do. And then later I end up playing acoustic and just playing like nicer songs, because then those are fun to play when it's like later. So I end up playing guitar for like 4 hours straight on good days. Some days I'm only able to play like 2 hours, but I try to play like 4 hours straight. The reason why I do all that is just so like I can get better and just keep learning, because that's what everybody says is how to get good at guitar. Just keep playing and keep learning stuff. I work full time, so I can have money mainly, and then just like whenever I need to or like I feel like it, I can buy all the gear and equipment that I want for my guitar or drums. Because like recently I just bought a cymbal stand for my drums, so I can have 3 mounted toms. Makes it bigger, so that's like one good reason why I work, is so I can be able to afford all this. Because when you get into all this, it's pretty expensive. My dad's interest helped me get into it, because like I remember hearing a lot of the songs he played in the car when I was little, and just growing up and thinking it was cool. And then just like back to Guitar Hero and Rock Band, I remember hearing a lot of those songs and thinking they were cool. And then just like I just remember listening to like first Metallica songs by myself a few times and thought they're hecka cool. And then when I was playing Rock Band, I remember the hardest songs to play were Avenged Sevenfold songs. So then I started getting into them, and then I figured out about like Megadeth and Anthrax and Slayer, and then that was like my first like leap into metal, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, these fools are really good.